I'm just a working mom doing my own dip powder nails. I'm not a trained professional. My hope is to inspire you by sharing my own creations. Enjoy! In this very first step, I'm using a high-speed Dremel with a coarse grit sanding band to scuff up the surface of the previous top coat. This lets the soak-off work faster. One hand done. Here's a comparison. In my sunroom today with my soak-off setup, a bowl of very warm water, 2 quart-sized freezer bags with a paper towel inside, and 100% pure acetone. With this, I will remove this dip powder. I went back to the Dremel after about 10 minutes of soak time to help remove areas of stubborn, chunky glitter. And a couple more minutes in the warm acetone bath got the rest of that off. I like to then wash with Dawn dish soap to remove the residue from my hands. For a long-lasting manicure, I prep my nails every time. After trimming to desired length and shape, I push back the cuticles. Then lightly remove the natural nail shine with a fine grit sanding block. And one last wipe down with acetone after scrubbing my nails clean to remove any additional oil or debris. It's time to create a simple but pretty dip powder manicure. I have build powder and liquid base coat. Applying a thin strip down the center of my nail, not all the way to the cuticle. Then gently dipping that into the build powder and tapping it off. I'll finish all the nails the same way. Then wait several seconds and brush away all the remaining loose powder. For the second coat of build powder, I'll apply in a slightly wider strip, but not all the way to the side edges, and to about half the length of the nail. Using build powder isn't technically necessary and adds more time to the process, but I want and need the additional strength and shaping it provides the final result that I end up loving. Yes, I'm going for a third coat of build powder. This I'll apply to 2/3 the nail surface. I've adopted this technique of applying coats progressively closer to minimize the dip thickness at the cuticle. This both gives the nail an appealing shape and cuts down on filing. Also, I have found that the build powder is more durable in general than the dip colors, so I've decided to do 3 coats of build powder and 2 coats of color. Speaking of color, it's an easy nail day with this pretty color-changing dip powder that goes from berry pink to peachy. This I'll apply closer to the cuticle than the previous coat, but not all the way yet. Right away, I start to see that color change to peach. An easy, one and done, 2-tone manicure. Going in on a second coat of color, I'll now apply to the entire nail. It's pretty important to control the amount of liquid base coat. Too much and it will sag when dipped and create lumps. Too little and the dip layer may turn out incomplete. I generally start in the middle of the nail, then work outwards to the edges carefully as the liquid base coat is applied. Also important to let that powder set before brushing it off. I count to 20. I do apply 2 coats of clear dip powder over the color. 2 reasons. To add additional strength with thickness, which I need for my nails to survive my busy life, and to protect the color from the upcoming filing process. The first coat I apply to about 3/4 the length of the nail. This second coat of clear dip powder I'll apply to the entire nail. I have activator here. Now that the dip powder layers have all been finished, I will apply this to fully harden the nails. Letting the activator set for at least 10 minutes allows for a good opportunity for a break. Not done yet. Using a coarse grit file board, I'll straighten, correct, and all over shape the nails. Next, I need to smooth the coarsely filed nail surface with the fine grit sanding block. One more level of refinement. I'll use a nail buffer to further smooth the surface. One more light application of activator before top coat for a fast cure. Let the activator set for 5 to 10 minutes. One last wipe down with a lint-free cloth to remove excess activator or dust. Here comes top coat. First layer applied in just a few quick strokes. I usually get some level of brush hardening here, but not overworking the coat can minimize that. Here's the second coat of top coat, only about 2 minutes after applying the first one. I've also replaced my brush with a fresh one from a Brush Saver bottle. I can spend more time working on this final coat for a desired glossy finish. Here's the final look. Easy and pretty two-tone cheat using a color-changing dip powder. I did not forget to apply cuticle oil and nourishing lotion to my hands once the nails cured. That's very important because the skin gets dried out and roughed up. I'm very happy with how these turned out. Let's play with the color-changing dip color. In cold water, they become very pink. In warm water, they become peach. And at room temperature, I get the berry pink at the tips and the peach at the base. So cool. Thanks for checking out my dip pattern manicure with me. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment with any questions or feedback.